Hello everyone, I'm Immahoneybadger. Let's play some Minecraft. We are back in our hardcore world here. And let's see. I have been searching around, as you can tell by my maps. This is my as zoomed out as possible map. And then this is a second one that is directly beneath it. I've been working on a lot of project planning on what I want to do in this series, and it's a lot. It's definitely more than enough to get me through the whole year. One of those things is to build a villager trading hall in the style of a mansion, except to make it a pale oak mansion. So, naturally, need some pale oak, and I found a little forest way over there. And I was like, well, it's kind of small. I don't really want to showcase that. And then I found this one. If you're unfamiliar, that's technically called the Pale Garden. As you can see up here, top left, Pale Garden. There's a lot to cover here. I love the pale oak logs. It's a beautiful color, and it's also way better than birch, in my opinion. Just pitch that because I have quite a bit. So I've just been collecting that. We also found a cherry biome nearby, and then also over there, a little bit of ice. But I want to talk about the other things that you can find in a pale oak garden, namely these flowers, which are very cool. I can't remember. Might need some gunpowder to get back, honestly. Can't remember if after you pick them up they revert back to eye blossom, because I've got, as you can see there, closed and opened eye blossom. They depending on the version you pick up, open eye blossom is during the night and closed eye blossom is during the day. Okay, well, we're trying to find our good friends. I don't even remember what they're called. Creaking. Here we go. This is a Creaking. It's a relatively new mob, and you can't kill it. Absolutely impossible to kill. However, you see all of these particles. They do very little damage, but it's more about the fact that you cannot kill them whatsoever. So I need to pay attention a little bit here. The way that they work is they've got the cool eyes as well. They're, I think, maybe 2.5 blocks, give or take. When you look at them, kind of like that classic scene, actually, yeah, explosions don't kill them. Basically, nothing does. When you look at them specifically, their eyes, oh, yep, their head, they will not move. It's only when you look away that they'll move and attack you. And the only way to get rid of them, oh, there's two. Is that a different tree? It is a different tree. Very nice. I'm actually trying to save the forest, y'all, because it is currently burning. The only way to get rid of them is, so every time I look away, they adjust and try to get closer by breaking this block that is basically their heart. And that's what it's called. It's called a creaking heart. I've got 2 so far right here, but I love resin. Resin is a really cool block. And so I thought it would be cool to, oh, they just despawned. I didn't know that they could actually do that. There's so much. You can make a resin farm. Basically, they didn't. I was like, pretty sure they're not supposed to despawn. You can make a resin farm basically by hitting them. That one's for a different tree. Let me get up here. I'll explain it on the next one. You have to pick it up with Silk Touch. The only Silk Touch I have is on my shovel. So, yeah, just have to wait. And it's interesting, I noticed this, the last one I got, you still get experience when you break it, even though it's not a mob. I don't think, oh, well, I guess, what's it called? So, really cool biome, no music will play. I'll go back into the birch forest, because our settings are such that we should be hearing music, but no music plays in the pale garden. So this guy is on, oops. Okay, so whenever you hit them, there's a chance for resin to spawn around the logs that are adjacent to the creaking heart. So I'm gonna try something a little bit different, actually. Which is to deactivate it. Meaning there are no pale oak logs touching it. I don't know if that works. I thought it would. Oh, is there one behind it? No. Okay. So if I hit, nothing happens. Just particles. Because none of the logs are actually adjacent to it. It has to be pale oak logs. So there's a simple little farm you can make. They spawn into this column, drop into water. You do have to manually hit them. Oh, nice. It's got a little twitch animation. So I wanted to showcase that. And also just record in case there's anything else that comes up on our trip back. So resin you can make into blocks. I guess it's 9. Wow, I only killed like 2 creepers and got 7 gunpowder. I have also made a gunpowder farm. I did make a time-lapse video. The other cool thing is pale moss block. Yes, pale oak. You can also collect all of this hanging stuff, which is pretty cool. But I don't really want foliage for my build. And also, before I ventured out, I forgot to get all of my extra stuff, so I had to mend up there. See, maybe if I can get one more. Although we have 4 total. Let me get this. Let me get that into a stack. All right. Maybe just one more would be nice. Yeah, it's about as dense as a dark oak forest, except you do not have all of the mushroom stuff. Speaking of which, I might actually need some of that. You know what? That's a good point. Let me go grab some of these. Oops. So the pale oak will always spawn next to dark oak. I'm pretty sure. No. Can I fortune it? Need some mushrooms. Specifically brown mushrooms, actually. Which I think this center column can give me. I really want red mushrooms. I'm pretty sure they have to be brown mushrooms. What is the tool here? Ah, here we go. Axe. Woo! Dang. Because for my villager setup, I'm gonna need a lot of potions. And the potions need a lot of mushrooms. I can also just go to the nether whenever I need them. Do a little hop skip there. Oh, more lush caverns. I've been kind of feeling good about progress. The villager trading hall design is kind of a lot. I've tried to make it as cheap as possible in terms of both redstone, please don't explode, redstone and gold, because I came up with one design that's I mean, there's plenty of designs out there, but usually, you know, they're more geared towards a gigantic server or just absolutely no cause for concern when it comes to resources. So there's this really simple, well, it's not really simple, but it's out there. And it's like every villager has 2 blocks of redstone. I'm like, I need something that's like 20 villagers. All right, so we're gonna fly back now. Hopefully our wings will last, because we've got quite a ways to go. Pretty good trip though. We got cherry. I didn't think about cherry. So what I'm doing is I've got a whole bunch of different farms planned, and I want to make different zones for different things. So for example, I already have another portal, but I want to make a build that kind of looks like a hot air balloon. Sort of. It just have, because I have plenty of ghasts I can rehydrate, as it were. So I'm gonna make a little platform up in the sky that has 4 ghasts attached to it, like they're holding it up. And that way I'll put once I make it, the nether portal that goes to the nether roof up there. I think I already... No, I don't... okay. Golden carrot's pretty good. Ooh, fortune. Too bad it's gold. Plus, this way we get to, you know, fill up more of our map. Another build I want to do is basically a bigger version of a shipwreck. And then move all of my maps. Because I want to do... Is that right here? No, oops. Just flew right by. So, like, change this into a little floating platform that has the nether portal. End city that has brewing stands in it. There's a whole bunch of things I want to do. But I'm trying to do basically, I also need to make a new storage area, and this I'll have to figure out what to do with this because I'm very quickly running out of space. It's not so much I'm running out of storage, I'm just running out of like variations of stuff. So I'll put all of this in here. I also got bee nests. I don't really need that many. I just need enough to start a farm. And I'm gonna go chuck this over here. Yeah. So it's exciting, you know? I love collecting different variants of stuff and... Oops. Meant to do this. Oh no. A bat just died in lava. Rip. Alright. Okay. Yeah, we got some ice as well. And 2 snow. Exactly 2 snow. And I'm gonna put both of those in here. My redstone. I want to do like a mini version of every major structure. And then also probably some different biomes as well. But the reason I wanted to do this is to try out shorter form videos and see how those do compared to the longer form ones. Brown mushroom, these are mob stuff. I also really need to start labeling stuff. So this is unzoomed, completely unzoomed. I want to do another 3x3 except this level of zoom, which is a lot more. All of this, let's see, let's pair it up actually. I think it's kind of hard to because it's just so, yeah. So this entire map right here, this 3x3, is about this big. So I want to really explore, and it takes a lot. Let me show you real quick, because I don't think I have talked about it on stream or anything. So I made a creeper farm. It is very small, and I don't think it is... It is very, very small, and it also is the first time ever that I have made a cat version of a creeper farm. So I don't know if I built it wrong or something, but I also haven't set up an AFK area for it. You're supposed to AFK way up in the sky because of how mobs work and stuff. It's not really worth explaining. So very, very passive and inefficient farm, but hopefully I won't need too much of one as a whole. Let me put this paper over with my stuff here, and I can move the cartography table over here as well. There we go. I also forgot a bed on me. Let me, before I forget, because every time I venture out, I end up wishing I had shulker shells on me. The trick is just keep the shells, and it's that way you can put the shells inside of a shulker, but you can't shulkerception. I added these 2 biomes, coordinates. I also found, this is kind of a sneak peek actually, so we can do that for sure. Whoops. I did more exploring in the caves, and I have found 2 things. One is very close, and I decided to I'm not going to touch them. I'll just do that. I'll wait for a stream for that. And the non-stream videos are going to be more building and stuff like that. And then probably a mix of both, because I love this game and I want to do a lot before the big end update, because I am definitely going to want to swap to that. So I found an abandoned mine shaft, and because of that, so I just explored, found it. Oh, that's supposed to be a water column. Let me fix that real quick. Supposed to do that. Oh, I thought that was 4 high. That's a little rare if it's 4 high. And then let's see if I can find it. I also found a tricky trials, which is great because I need slime. It's somewhere around here. I just made a little thing. Here we go. Little thing. Ow. That goes directly to a basically completely untouched. I had to like I built a little base. I'll show y'all. That'll be on Saturday. I'll do the tricky trials because I really need slime for sticky pistons, basically. This is another thing I've been working on, just in case you haven't seen it. I'll showcase that very briefly. Also, I do ads for my channel because it works, and I have a little bit of leeway with stuff. The time lapse to not even build the sugarcane farm, but to beautify it, to make it look nice, has something like 7,000 views. And I'm like, this is not even a good build, like it's not, it doesn't even look good. So I just think that that's funny that that's the one that's popping off. So anyway, this one it looks so much better. This is a little iffy. I might change that eventually, but it is a combo potato farm and villager breeder. So we've got a whole host of villagers just waiting. I don't even know how many entities are in there. How many villagers? Hopefully not too many, because then they start to take damage. And then I've got this whole wiring set up so that I can't actually show you. Let's see. I'll just break that real quick. So once this gets to full, then the potatoes will start going back to the villagers. But that way I have free food. I don't have to rely on my chicken farm as much. And then I also forgot that this goes right there. These new shelves are awesome, by the way. They hold up to a stack. I didn't know that. I thought it was just one item, but they hold up to a stack, which is pretty cool. 3 stacks, I guess. Or 3, you know, item slots. So then this area, this nice flatter area is where I'm going to put my villager trading hall. I started moving stuff around a little bit. So let me actually show you that real quick. I don't know why I didn't think I'd be able to show the creative world. It's, oh man, I've spent so much time on this. This is basic. This is the basics of it here. Villager. I like this design a lot. I don't have it like perfectly wired up or anything, and it's also ugly, but it is my design. I made it. So there's a lot of like dead space because I was kind of just like, okay, I'll build this, and then I don't know, go over there. I'll make it a lot more condensed, but you have a villager, okay? This is the return. Return. Because here's the thing, I have spent so much time on this, so I might as well show it off. You know, especially if I don't end up actually building it or I die or something. There's other versions, but I like this one, so. Because I made it. We're just gonna be ugly about it, and that way it'll go all the way back. And there's definitely ways to optimize this, but might as well get some community input on that. I don't think I'll have to do... Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, you got your villager. Now, the thing about zombifying a villager is that eventually you will need to re-zombify them. It does wear off. So, if I'm trying to trade with this dude, so I could go ahead and max him out. But you've got your thing here. Also, I'm gonna do a trapdoor, whatever the trade block is. Sorry about that. Whatever the trade block is, okay. Push this button, goes down. Don't worry about that damage. Goes down, it deploys a minecart. Go all the way over here. I've got it on peaceful, so let me change that real quick. Whoops. In a momento. This is just so much cleaner. Oops. I'll have a zombie trapped in there. Okay, well, you know what? Apparently, they don't actually do villagers into zombie villagers on easy mode. I did not know that until yesterday, and then I forgot it. Let's try this again, shall we? Oops. In a minecart. And it should be, it's kind of a lot of iron. So you've got minecart going back, detector rail into this, which will break it, and then it'll get siphoned back into here, but I digress. But as long as you have a 1-to-1 relationship, you only need one minecart. So it's a lot of hoppers, but it's just one minecart. Okay, takes a little bit of damage because that's a temporary thing. Falls into here. I've also got a manual override for the trap. There's a trapdoor right above him. Now I go over here and I make sure that it's going the right direction. It is not. I push this button. Wait a second. That same minecart takes him over here. And then we have to wait forever for him to cure. But actually, it's so loud. I do apologize. Got a little thing set up here as well. So tripwire, dispenser, pops a thing. Yeah, obviously that's an absurd amount of golden apples to have. Technically speaking, though, you can swap these rails back over and do this. I'm just showing the angle messed it up, but that's the gist of it. Besides him burning to death and whatever my shaders are messing up. That's that. So kind of a hot mess. Also, there's so many blocks here because I started trying to figure out what size it's actually going to need to be. But I think I've got this down to a 3 by 6 or so. It's pretty small, pretty compact, especially when you look at some of the redstone. Because when you push the button, you have to open the trapdoor, have a slight delay, and then trigger the dispenser. So much. I probably spent 4 hours on this yesterday, designing these two things. So, wanted to show those off and just say, hey, I'm around, you know, making progress, even though next stream is Saturday. But stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of combat and a lot of near deaths. So, thanks for watching. I will see you then, hopefully. Have a good one.